Hi guys, it's me, Kat, Mrs. Handy. Are you? I hope you're all doing really well today. I got a really weird text. It was like a fundraising text from President Trump, and I wanted to tell you about it. I decoded it, of course. You know me. Um, it says, Catherine, this was on October 16th at 5 p.m. So, like, 5 is, pay attention, it's comms. 5 is also death and defense. It's also blessings. But, yeah, so anyway, Catherine, well, I'm Kat, but anyway, Catherine, this Halloween, it's really going to be hard to find something scarier. I'm saying it this way on purpose because that's the way I read it. Like, going to be hard to find something? Like, are the shelves going to be empty? Like, that kind of thing? Is something going to happen? Or are we talking about next Halloween, a year from now? Right? I don't know. So, this Halloween, it's really going to be hard to find something scarier than the idea that the greatest, freest, strongest, richest, most powerful country in the world history is being run by a zombie. So instead of fear, in quotes, this Halloween, how about we just focus on fun, in quotes? And there were 2 orange trumpets in a photo in the center of all this. And I got one. He only had it advertised for one day, and he's already sent them out, so I'm excited. Not that I love Halloween, I don't mean that, but I figure it's a great souvenir. Anyway, so he had a picture of the front of a Trump hat. See the jack-o'-lantern? Jack-o'-lantern, I can't even talk. And then they showed, yeah, next to it was the back. It's all embroidered. Isn't that cool? So, of course, I decoded everything. Maybe I'll put it on for now. Let's see, it's a little big. Let's see, underneath it, let's see, get yours now. That looks goofy. Get yours now. But to get your hat in time, you'll need to put your order in today by 11:59 p.m. tonight. So please make a contribution of $47 to save America from the corrupt and compromised zombie in Washington, D.C. And you'll get a free Halloween-themed MAGA hat in time for Halloween. Get yours now. Thank you, Team Trump. So, as I said, that what really jumped out at me was it's really going to be hard to find something. And scarier, like, are we going to be, people going to be afraid? Now, I won't be, you won't be, but, you know. So I decoded all of this stuff. Let's see. Let's get it going. So, according to the old calendar, I talked about this in a little short video I put up before this one. The Julian calendar, that is the old one. Halloween came every year on 11/13. And I shouldn't say every year. We adopted the Julian calendar in, I think it was 1752. So like 150 years after it was already adopted by most of the world. So, you know, and now it's, at that time it was 11 days off. Now because of leap years we're 13 days off. So I can't really say it's every November 13th is the Julian Halloween, but it's been for a while, you know, 11/13. And remember Juan O'Savin had a really big important interview with Jennifer Mack on her channel, who's Diana and Jackie and everything. And so it must have been Jackie because Juan is usually Diana. Oh, that's funny. Oh gosh. You know, Diana puts her arms in like a long rubber sleeve. Just look at the creases on the hands and the fingernails and you'll see how weird it looks and how the fingers move. So that's what it is. Like, that's why that phrase, taking the gloves off, is around. Because at the end, when we see how she comes out, you know, we taking the gloves off, the wand gloves. and then the big legs, you know, and the big cowboy boots. Um, I can't wait. Um, so I got off topic. I'm sorry. Jeepers. Yeah, so you had this huge talk with, I'll say he, but whatever, with Jennifer Mack. And it was about the numbers, 11/3. He said it was November 3rd, and then March 11th. So you just flip it, 11/3, 3/11. The numbers 113 and 3/11. So all of the same numbers just moved around, dates and just numbers. So, and it was on 3/11. I'm pretty sure it was 1969. It might have been 68, but I'm remembering it as 69. He said in this big interview, which I'm sure she'll have on Rumble if it's not on YouTube anymore, that, let's see, Russia did an FF on China, and Russia sent a nuclear sub overtook Pearl Harbor to attack Pearl Harbor again, but make it look like the Chinese did it. That's why it was an FF, a false flappy thing. Because, you know, it's kind of like you're flying under a different flag. And, you know, faking out a country. So they were doing that on purpose. But the sub blew itself up, kind of like Hunt for Red October in that movie, where the missile came around and blew themselves up. So anyway, I think it was a Russian sub too, wasn't it? In Hunt for Red October with Sean Connery. He must have been Russian. So anyway, yeah, so he had a big talk about that. And here I am talking about that, at least for a while, like I can't say how long, but that Halloween would come for the bad guys. It would come on November 13th. And likely they celebrated both, right? Because they're evil and yucky and whatever. So they probably did 11/31, 10/31, and 11/13. So that FF that I just mentioned, I don't know if I said it properly, but it happened on 11/3, and he said that they like those numbers, is how he put it. I'm trying to use those numbers. So what did I do? Oh, I entered 1113 in gematrix.org. And believe it or not, I mean, I didn't know it was going to come up like this. 1113 equals this Halloween. Okay, back to, we're all just talking about Halloween. So 1113 equals this Halloween in Hebrew or Jewish gematria 1256. And if you're new to this, it's Bible coding, and it's A equals 1 through Z equals 26. And I usually look at gematrix.org and plug in my phrase that I'm wondering about, or all the capital letters from a paragraph, and see what the Holy Spirit tells me I should be paying attention to. And it could be different on a different day. So that's kind of why I keep looking at it, because I could look at that in another month, the same word, and see something new that I'm supposed to pay attention to. Okay. I'm Di Captain now, like Diana, D-I, because she was nicknamed Lady Di, D-I. Johnny Be Good. Yeah, so we've got a reference to either President Kennedy or John Joe Jr., as I call him. And tonight, 4 times in a row matches. So we have this Halloween, and we have tonight 4 times in a row matches. I don't know, a year from now. Let's see. A hidden network matches, like, you know, broadcasting of some kind. Major Truth, BBC, another network reference. I'm completely serious. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my, remember from The Wizard of Oz? Well, that could just be like somebody's afraid. And turn to zombies. So I don't know. I know it's going to look like we have an alien thing happening sometime. And I was also wondering in my last video, does something happen during the World Series like an earthquake? But by now you'll know that I was wrong, probably, right? So I always tell you, it's just an educated, guesstimate. And I am using coding, but maybe it's off by a year or two. You know how everybody, when Q came out, we all thought, oh, it's going to happen right away. And then you found out about deltas, and something would happen by, 3 years from the post. So it's just hard to know. It's just hard to know. I think it's supposed to be hard to know, right? So then it just broke down the whole thing that he posted in his text. It's really, because that's how I learned to do this in phrases. In Hebrew is 725 equals the sound of silence, light flickering in and out, Ohio, Chernobyl is the key, Capitol building has fallen, ability to lie, Ma is a terrorist, but it's like certain words in these weird phrases like lie, terrorist, ring of fire, solar eclipse. I've been expecting that at some point, something unexpected is more like it, not like an expected one. And I think it's going to last for a while. Let's see. Silent treatment. So again, another thing about silence. Another great shot, like, military. I don't know what that would be. But the lights and the solar eclipse coming up is kind of interesting. So that was Hebrew or Jewish. Now it's really and simple is 121, and it equals showdown, Ukraine, war, and war is the key part to me. You're fired, like that's his phrase from the Apprentice, but you're fired could be, missiles, either from a submarine or who knows what. Sky event, which is a Q phrase. So it's really matches that, 121. Perception, like it would look like one thing, but it's another. Quick trial. Now remember President Trump would talk to Xi Jinping when he was still around, and he would say something about, people with drugs, and what do you do with these kind of people? And he says, quick trial, we have a quick trial. Well, it's also a reference to President Trump. They'll give him a quick trial, and then he'll be gone. I mean, there could be a chance he's SHOT, in quotes, in jail, kind of like what happened with the Kennedy, SHOOTER, or it could just be like, treason. They say President Trump's committed treason, and then, one way or another, bang, bang. Because he's made such an emphasis about mug shot. Your face is also called a mug. He's got the, for sale, he's got a coffee cup, and it's got his mug shot on it. So you're emphasizing mug again because it's a coffee mug. It just seems like that could be what happens after they say he's committed treason, and, blindfold and last cigarette, like he doesn't smoke, but, okay. So that was from It's Really Simple 121, Sky Event, Quick Trial, I Am the Death Code, and then Still Alive. Not really dead, right? It's all a movie. Let It Burn and Stay Alert. Like, I think there'll be fire. It looked like fires everywhere from, maybe from either terrorism or whatever, or it could just be from all these things being fired at the United States, and they'll have all this stuff that they've already pre-taped, and it will look, like movie scenes, but everybody will think it's real. Let's see. Going to be hard. So remember about the finding nothing on the shelves and all that, or a reference to that? going to be hard in Jewish is 363. It equals breathtaking, apprentice, let's see, transgender. And they're always playing men and women. President Trump and John and everybody, they're always playing men and women. Juan, climax, like we're getting to the end, I'm thinking. Fallen star, it's a date, like a date, and they've picked a date. Fukushima, another nuclear reference. An outage. So, bring me to life, that's another one. So it's all over the place with references, you know, it's about President Trump, it's about, you know, more FFs, which, well, something happening to him will be an FF because it won't be real. So going to be hard and simple is simple 125, and it's John Kennedy, and submersible, and there's a whole bunch of reasons why John Kennedy would match submersible, because, you know, they found him, the body in the plane wreck, everything's in quotes, after his plane went down with his wife, you know, it's all in quotes, you know, sister-in-law and all that stuff, and it wasn't a body. And after the beast event from Revelation 11, when the witnesses, which I think there's 4 of them, have to meet this beast, and they're going to be all in chains, and it's because Jesus didn't die, and if he didn't die, there is no forgiveness of sins. I know that's a big debate, but that's what I get right now. And so if he didn't die, and maybe there was supposed to be more that died, this takes the place. So dying in Revelation 11, they're at least in Revelation 11 it says 2, but I think there's 4. The witnesses die from the beast. They are seen in the street, like maybe a public thing where everybody goes, you know, from all over the country and the world to go see them, and then they raise themselves up and they come back. So they come back. I can't remember if they raise themselves up right afterwards and come back. Anyway, it's in Revelation 11. But they go up and then they come back. And people will see them do that. They'll be shocked. Okay, now that's fascinating here that going to be hard also matches, besides John Kennedy, it matches Julian Calendar. So there's a lot of references back to the Julian Calendar, the one that we're supposed to be under. So is it a reference for the November 13th? Or the real Christmas? You know, I'm not sure. Finish the job is in here, like it's ending. Let's see. Clock tower, like the time travel reference. Save the clock tower from Back to the Future. Catch the glow. And that's like to me, it's like a nuclear thing. Is above Earth. Stay inside. All this matches. Julian Calendar, it's John Kennedy. Stay inside. Hard to breathe. M-U-R-D-E-R, them. But then you have peace and safety. So it's all this reference to the bad FFs, but then nothing's really happening. So it's really going to be hard to find something. Remember President Trump said that in the text that I got? That's 548 in Jewish. It's Grammy, like fake. It was like you got an award for something that's not real. Last generation, and I think it's going to look like when the news comes on, or the government representatives or whatever who comes on to talk about what we're all seeing, it's going to look like everybody's DOA. They're just gone. Fake rapture. Trump arrested. Lie that she died. Tell me lie that she died. Emergency broadcast. So to find something equals emergency broadcast. Trump arrested. Pull the trigger. Flood of the world. Economic implosion. And O positive blood, which is what I think that Jesus's bloodline really is, not the AB negative. Let's see. The best is coming, which it is. You got to think positive because it is. It's all positive. And, okay, to find something scarier. This is still President Trump. In Jewish, it's 268, and it equals Iron Dome, which is the name of the rocket defense system in Israel. They call their defense system the Iron Dome, which, you know, it's all happening right now, supposedly, but I don't think it's real either. I think it's part of the big deception to wake people up. Let's see. Fall of Rome, people killed, barter, B-A-R-T-E-R, and I think it's going to be like that after a certain level of this FF stuff happens, and they say you can't find something at the stores or, you know, whatever. Everybody's going to have to help each other, and that'll be kind of nice. You'll see people you've never seen, you know. It's like the story, there's this old story when I was a kid, and my own kids read it too. It's called Stone Soup. And it's about, it's like during wartime in Europe, it's a children's book, but the war is going on, and the soldiers are coming into the village, and they need food. And the villagers are all hiding, and they don't want to talk to them. But then this one soldier says, well, it's okay, I'm going to make stone soup. So he gets a big pot and water, and he puts a stone in it. And everybody's thinking, well, how are you going to do that? And he says, yeah, it's going to make great soup or something. And then this one person, a villager, gets over their fear and says, well, I have this, maybe it's a cabbage, I have this, do you want to put that in your soup? And oh yeah, that'll help a lot. And then somebody else comes out, and they've got like onions in a basket in their barn, and they bring out an onion or two. And then finally everybody gets together, and they're all throwing stuff in, and they're making stone soup, you know, because all the food is going in there. And then they all share it. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen. I really do. Let's see. Then the idea. So I did scarier, then the idea. It's Jewish 281. It's green light, like it, let's go. 10 o'clock. Let's see. Pranks. Engineers, like they're engineering this. Crisis launched. Here and abroad. So I don't think it's just here. Head wound. That could be President Trump. But it's also President Kennedy, because it looked like he had the head wound. Amber Alert, an alert calm. Let's see. Halloween again. Sorry. Emergency. Be not afraid. Disaster. Nightmare. Can't sleep. Anyway, that's all from Then the Idea. So Halloween and Be Not Afraid. Then the idea in Jewish is also crisis, green light, brilliant, Long Island regions, and we're all in different FEMA regions, but you probably already knew that. If you look on a map, we're in different numbered regions for emergency help. And at this point, all the government organizations are good, so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid anymore. That's one of the things I hope you get out of these little videos, is not to be afraid. Even though it's going to look like chaos, don't worry, we're going to be fine. This is like the biggest wake-up call that our planet has ever had, and it just has to happen this way. And we don't know all the ins and outs of it. We don't understand the whole big picture, but the people who are running this understand everything. So we just have to have faith and confidence that they know what they're doing. Let's see. Then the idea, Jewish 281, is also holding hands, deep shit, launched like a missile, kill fake people. That's a really good one. Going to die, 10 o'clock again. Long night, here and abroad again, can't sleep, depressed, regime change, and it's going to look like we lose. You know, we've given up to whoever it is, like maybe it'll be Russia or China or North Korea or Iran, one of them, but really they're all working with us. Then the idea, let's see, and simple is 95. It's time, Tuesday, and this Halloween is on a Tuesday, tomorrow. Emergency, disaster, nightmare, kindness, like to help your neighbor. Be not afraid again. Drug dealer, and that makes me think of a chemical attack. Let's see. And he mentions, he lists how great our country is. Greatest, it's time, Halloween, Tuesday, emergency. It's all repeating. Disaster, nightmare, be not afraid. So that's like a double calm, all in a row. Freest, we're the freest country. Jewish, 286. Lasers, quake, Mont Blanc. False flag, blood. That's hard to say. Training, organized. He's scared. Basement ID. Fair trade, like bartering with neighbors, fair trading. Kind and patience. Freest is simple 73. Goodbye, union, like, you know, the United States will look like it's dissolved. Camp David, where they meet for war preparations. Britain, panic in DC, a Q phrase. Packers, like pack it up to head for the hills. Hunger, chemicals, chemical weapon. So, I know it sounds depressing, but I'm really not trying to depress you. Strongest equals blockbuster, paramount. Like, besides saying meaning important, of paramount importance, it's a movie studio. Bull Run, well, that's a movie as well, but it also could be bank runs, in my mind, and press conference. The American Nightmare. So just have some money on hand, keep your gas tank full, have a few things to eat around. You know, you're going to be fine. Strongest is 137 and simple, and it equals Vincent Fusca. And the name Vincent Fusca, I learned a long time ago, means conquering darkness. So that's interesting because you keep thinking about power off temporarily. It also matches daily reminder, like from Il Donaldo Trumpo. And daily reminder could also mean daily briefings on the chaos of whatever's going on that day. Let's see, toilet paper, Washington, D.C., mind control, fatal plane crash. I think it's going to look like planes are falling out of the skies. I think that could look like that, like all fake. Beginning the end, let it snow. And I've been seeing all kinds of videos pop up about the snowstorm of the blizzard of 1978, that I was in that. And, you know, there's many feet of snow and it blew so hard it would drift up and you couldn't get out of your house and nobody could get out for days. Highways were shut just with traffic. They had to abandon cars. Anyway, so snowstorm, keep it real, barbarism, decipher plan. That's what we're doing. We're deciphering the plan. Richest is soldier, rangers, gasoline, Maui fire, last day, flooding, airborne, handcuffs, and I think when they meet the beast, they're all going to be tied up in chains, just like on A Christmas Carol, like, because that's full of comms, that Marley comes in, the first ghost, and he's telling his whole story about what happened to him and when he died 7 years before, and then he has to carry these chains. Well, I think that our witnesses will be tied up like that, and they'll have to be chomped on by the beast, or beast, plural, and then they die and come back. Most powerful country is the secret mystical code. You make your choices. God is speaking to you. This world needs to go. The future begins now. Designated survivor. Shutdown of democracy. World Bank uncovered. The Sixth Seal, Armageddon. Let's see, I don't need to read all these. Message granted, second chance. Then we have world history. It's cosmic wave for V for vendetta. I effortlessly attract money is in there. The outcome justifies the deed and not worrying me. So that was Jewish world history, 1791. Now simple for world history is 186. Never surrender, because it will be fake. The world is a stage. Tonight, and that's on A Christmas Story, that's what the dad sings when he opens his leg lamp. He's like, tonight, and gosh, it's going to be tonight. I can't remember the rest of it. I am lying to you. The origin of aliens, pretty wings, the birds, I'm sorry, pretty wings, a reference to that movie, The Birds, to me, like it'll look like birds are attacking. They did not kill me, alternate reality. Now I'm taking too long, I'm sorry. But the point is, there's a lot of comms one way and another talking about President Trump leaving the Earth plane, looking like that and coming back. We have one here by a zombie, and it equals Judge of the Dead, Trump for president, turns the sun black. Like the eclipse thing I've been talking about forever, that will last a while. Do not fear is the key thing. Do not fear. So, let's see, what else can I tell you that I can... fear was written in italics, so that was an important one. And it equals, in Jewish 92, end game. And if you haven't seen American Prophet on Rumble, watch American Prophet. They'll tell you things before they happen. And it's all visual. It's hits real fast. It's a lot of information coming at you all through screens, video screens, and you really have to listen. You probably have to do it a couple of times to get it. But the American Prophet is a white hat channel. But part of what they do, they've got different sections to it, and one is called Endgame. And Endgame is right here in the decode. And NOAA, N-O-A-A, and that's National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, and fleeing. And so that's a reference to weather and storms and stuff. And then he said this Halloween, and then it's tonight again, 4 times, which is the BBC reference, the network, wings stop, like the planes. Yeah, this Halloween also equals Electromagnetica, Drain the Swamp Revolution, Very Messy, Turn to Zombies, Civil Unrest, Fed Strikes Back, Fatal Dollar Crash, So Much Money, and bird droppings. So I've got another bird come again. So anyway, so fun, he said focus on fun, and that was in quotes. And so that's an important word to do. It equals proof. Like this will be a proof for after the fact. You can look back and go, oh my gosh, what he was saying right here, that was a proof for what was going to happen. Killed takeoff, like the planes falling. Life alert, like another alert comm. Shocker, and then at faults, F-L-A-G-S, the faults, wait, flappy things. So when he said focus on fun, he was saying focus on false flags. And it equals Sandman. I remember that kid Nick, I think his name was Nick, and it was in DC a few years ago, and the Native American yelled at him, and he was like this young teenage kid on a field trip, and the American Indian Native American yelled at him, and Nick just stood there and took it, and everybody was so mad about it. Why would he be treated like that? And I think that was a white hat thing. I really do. I think they set it up just to get people riled up to pay attention to what's going on. Um, yeah, because Sandman is in here, and um, let's see, Joke is in here. So you can look at Sandman as a joke. Um, yeah. Yeah, so I did 2 orange Trump hats in Jewish it's 1902, because there's 2 pictured in the text. Equals November 17. Let's see. And then another one that is Jewish, 1902. It equals for a very important date. And then another one that matches is if you can't beat them, join them. Like giving up in a conflict and joining the other side. And then we have no more Thanksgiving, and it equals blood rituals, because that's what it is. Because all the millions of turkeys are killed before Thanksgiving, so that is probably something to get the loosh from, that horrible, that negative, bad stuff that they get out of people and animals and suffering. Yeah, so that's what that is. And then it says get yours now. I think it said it twice. And it says I am John Kennedy Jr. So that's what that means. And let's see. Well, this is goodbye then. And ask for forgiveness also could be, no, that's not coming out right. The storm is here. The end of the world causes desolation. Cashless society, like no money available. And then, let's see. Yeah, get your hat, and in Jewish it's 951. It's take over. Continuity, like continuity of government that's in crisis. XRP Army, I can't drive. Flying saucers and stay put. And then get your hat again in simple is Tom numbers. So hi Tom, 140. This is the end. Shelves are bare. Christmas Day. Doomsday clock. Behind the scenes. Makes no sense. Hocus pocus, because it'll all be magic. And in end time is landslide, atomic, end time, fooled again. Put in your order the day the earth stood still, and the United States dollar and the silent war. Put in your order in simple is 219. There's no place like home. We will never forget. Trauma, pain, suffering. It's going to be hair-raising. This is the final battle. This bloodshed will end. Maybe it's time for a change. And then you mentioned 11:59. You had to get your order in to get the cool Trump Halloween hat. And it equals simple 171. Final countdown, which is fun. Event horizon. A bolt of lightning. Hurricane Katrina. Stanley Kubrick, who's a movie director. I'm still on live. Thanksgiving Day. So take that from what you will. Let's see, PM tonight. He said by 11:59 PM tonight in all caps. And in Jewish, it's 404 equals the USA, and tonight's. We have housing and comforter. Let's see. And simple PM tonight is 122. San Francisco, the end is near. Train wreck, surrender, no more war. Any day now, implosion, frequencies. And then he said, texted, make a contribution. And that was simple 191. The perfect storm, very top secret, the beginning of the end, a lot of beginnings and endings, beginning of the end times warrior, very top secret, Boston Tea Party, like that was the American Revolution. Are you serious? Mission completed. I'm dying soon. Run to the hills. So how many more pages is this? This was long. So $47 in Jewish is what, 1741. The key to destroying all the lies. UFO, New York. It all makes sense when looking back. Q. The wind kept me up all night. And then a public service announcement equals $47. Kindness is everything. Being kind to your neighbors and help your relatives. $47 and simple as 230. Collapse the economy, money, wealth, success, the apocalypse scenario, Galactic Federation of Light, earthquake in Turkey, all humans now wake up. Can you figure it out? Praying and fasting for lost souls. What we did during the American Revolution is President Lincoln had us pray and fast for the war to end and keep the Union together. Save America in Jewish 925, it equals simple gematria calculator. President Trump's rallies are called Save America rallies, and it equals quite disturbing. Save America equals Kennedy's, Jacqueline, Gematrix, which is the thing I use, gematrix.org website, secret code, let's see, hurricane, tsunami, tidal wave, plane crash, running, civil war, lockdown. I knew that lockdown would come up again. They didn't just pick lockdown for them for no reason. I mean, they picked it for now. Violent takeover, poison, the movie, decisions, playbook, neighbors, Chef Boyardee, which is cheap, spaghetti in a can. Let's see. Anyway, I think I'm on almost the last page. I'm still working on his post about with the hats. Corrupt and compromised zombie. Everything's going to be all right. Right. Never give up, never surrender. Halloween themed is ACTIVESHOOTER. Now I shall begin. Banks will be gone. Another false thing on a flagpole. Better behavior. Think about it. Spoiler alert again. Solar storm. Mega hat is peace, written twice, and end of game. Mega hat in simple is bombs, no deal, abandon, Adam, Eve, saved, banker, Nasera. Thank you in Jewish is 809. A huge storm is coming. Terrorist attack. Yes, it's real. The Kennedys are back. And thank you is 115. Comet Elenin, gray aliens. We are at war. Team Trump, they always sign these things, Team Trump. And that's like the whole group of people that play President Trump. That's one way to look at it. But it's also in simple gematria 127 trip test, which is a Q post. Change is coming. Apocalypse. Mount Everest, a volcano reference. Fire and fury, day of vengeance. Assassinate. Resurrect. That's a wrap, like at the end of a movie. Sad day in America. So if it looks like he's gone, it would be a sad day in America, but he's going to come back. Let's see. So that was it for my weird post or text that President Trump sent. I don't know if this will fit in here, but long have we been talking? I can't see it. Well, that'll be enough for now. I am hoarse. I'm going to have some water. And I love you guys. And if you have questions or something, leave it in the comments. You know I love you. I try to answer what I can. And take care of each other. And I hope you enjoyed it. And don't be afraid, okay? Love you too. Bye.